I think you're already my favorite volunteer.
Oh, I like the way you look, Nancy.
Hey, what's going on here?
Hello, I'm Dave Mitchell. I'm Regional Director for the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services. I've been working with Toronto's Out of the Cold program for 18 years. I come from a diverse background, working in fields such as criminal justice and corrections, and I continuously involve myself in community work and social initiatives. Together, we're going to watch 4 short videos. They illustrate various scenarios which you may encounter during your volunteer shifts at Out of the Cold. While you may not be able to avoid every eventuality, taking appropriate action immediately rather than waiting will greatly reduce the chance that you, one of our guests, or another volunteer, or even the program itself will be harmed. As a volunteer at St. Aidan's, you have a lot of power, but power is only good if used correctly when required, and abuse of power is the negative alternative. In this scenario, Ralph is a new guest and Sally a volunteer who is trying to make him feel comfortable during his first meal. This is a typical volunteer situation at Out of the Cold, as we extend hospitality. Normally, this is a pleasant experience, but let's take a look at something which might happen.
Hi, Ralph. How was your dinner?
Oh, it's really pretty good. It's a nice meal here. Are you a volunteer?
I am. Tonight's my first night.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're already my favorite volunteer.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me that I made an impression on you so quickly.
You did. You know, when you came in, as soon as I saw you, I thought, there's a really good-looking woman. I like your hair, too.
As you can see, a normal, everyday, welcoming conversation took a turn when Ralph mistook Sally's niceness as a come-on. Ralph used this opportunity to make personal, physical contact with Sally, contact which under no circumstances is appropriate at St. Aidan's Out of the Cold. We even go so far as to say that contact between volunteers and guests, and even volunteers and other volunteers, is inappropriate contact. Volunteers must remember that they are not amongst family and friends, rather in the midst of people who struggle greatly with life and other challenges than we do. What should Sally have done in this situation? Sally should have identified the context and tone in which the conversation was playing out. She should have recognized the signs of inappropriate, flirtatious behavior displayed by the guest and maintained professionalism and courtesy while engaging with the guest. Sally should have taken action and informed the guest that physical touching is not allowed and is against the program rules. Sally's next steps are to ask if the guest would like anything else with their meal, then remove herself from the table and inform the team leader of the situation. In this scenario, we meet a group of volunteers cleaning up after dinner in the kitchen. Tom and Nancy have known each other for some time and have a rapport, but Sue is new to the team. Let's have a look at how a discussion might turn from lighthearted banter into something uncomfortable.
Oh, is that so? You're a funny lady, Nancy.
Funny ha-ha or funny looking?
Well, I like the way you look, Nancy. As a matter of fact, I've got a stack of dishes at my place that need doing.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. You strike me as the kind of guy who would have a stack of dishes at his place that
There's
he's doing.
a kind of guy who has a stack of dishes that needs doing? So is the kind of guy that has a stack of dishes at his place your kind of guy?
I don't have a kind of guy, Tom, except for my husband.
Well, I have an idea. After we're finished here, why don't you come back to my place and help me with my stack of dishes?
Very kind of you to offer, Tom, but I think I'll have to pass.
Well, that's where women excel best, in the kitchen.
Sometimes when we say things to people that we think we know well, which are intended to be harmless fun, they're indeed not. They make other people feel uncomfortable. Tom's flirtations went unrequited, which caused Tom to feel frustration and anger towards Nancy, and indeed all women, a group of which Sue is a part. While Nancy has known Tom for years and has chosen to ignore his advances, this has not resolved the situation. Because of her inaction, new volunteer Sue now feels discomfort. The right course of action should have been for Nancy to name the behavior immediately and report it to the team leader. Let's meet Eddie and Nancy. Eddie is a volunteer and Nancy is a guest. Nancy feels there's a chemistry between the two and watches as Eddie disappears into the out of the cold room on a sock errand. The out of the cold room is strictly off limits to guests. Nancy takes this opportunity to confront Eddie with her intentions.
Hi, Eddie.
Oh, hi, Nancy. What can I help you with?
Oh, is that where they keep the socks? I didn't know that. Do you have any women's socks? You know, my feet, they get tired. I walk all day, and it's a long way to get here, Eddie. A long way to get here. I could use some socks. My feet get very tired.
I can look for you, for sure, Nancy.
You think you can put them on my feet?
I'm afraid I don't understand, Nancy.
I see the way you look at me, Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go.
You won't believe what happened. I've never seen anything like it. All I wanted to do was ask a question. And there was Eddie. He was hitting on me. He wanted to put the socks on my feet. I'm not that kind of woman. Something's got to be done. I don't feel safe here anymore. Something's got to be done.
As I had mentioned earlier, guests are not allowed in the out of the cold room at all. No exceptions. There's even a sign which reads, "Guests are not permitted into the out of the cold room." Nancy knows she is in the wrong. However, when Eddie does not confront the issue and instead leaves Nancy in a place that she shouldn't be, Eddie leaves a trail which makes him look like he is in the wrong. This spills over to the point at which Nancy tells some of her guest colleagues that Eddie made a pass at her. Eddie should have told Nancy immediately that she cannot be in the out of the cold room. Also, he should have gone to the team leader or Dixon Hall staff member and made a complaint about what had happened. In this way, should this happen to another volunteer or guest in the future, this type of behavior can be monitored. And if there is a pattern, a plan of action can be taken. Never allow behaviors such as this to continue. There must be called out and reported to the team leader or Dixon Hall. They must be recorded in case there is a pattern, or in case a pattern develops, it can be stopped. Now we meet John and Steve, two out of the cold overnight guests. John and Steve have just registered and are looking for a mattress. John arrives in the sleeping area first and takes a mattress Steve has used many times in the past. Let's see how this develops.
Hey, what's going on here?
Are you talking to me?
Damn right I'm talking to you. You're in my bed, man. Get moving.
I didn't see your name on it.
It doesn't need my name on it. Everybody knows I always sleep here. This is my bed, so it's time for you to get moving.
Didn't hear anything about assigned mattresses. Why don't you go find another one?
It doesn't need my name on it. This is always my bed. Everybody here knows that. I always sleep here, so let's get moving, man. No, man. This is always my bed. I always sleep here. I'm not giving it up. Now, I don't want things to get ugly.
You want to see ugly? Go take a look in the mirror.
You know what, man? I've lost my patience with you. This is my bed. I am sleeping here tonight. Stand up and fight, man.
In this scenario, John should be encouraged to move to another spot, and it should be explained to him that this is Steve's usual spot and that he sleeps there so that staff and the volunteers could monitor him. Should John choose not to move, Dixon Hall staff should be consulted, and John should be given the option of either moving again or being provided with a token and referred to another site. This will avoid future animosity during the rest of the evening and any future conflict. We hope that you have taken into account a few things as you have watched these scenarios. Firstly, taking action is the most important first step. Do not allow problems or potentially uncomfortable situations develop and/or fester. Tell your team leader or Dixon Hall representative. As a returning volunteer, we hope that you have looked at these scenarios and they have reminded you of your past training. Volunteering at St. Aidan's Out of the Cold can be very rewarding. You will get out of it what you put into it. However, it is important to remain vigilant and not let anyone get the best of you. Your volunteer colleagues, team leader, and Dixon Hall staff are all here to help you. We're looking forward to a happy and rewarding Out of the Cold season. Once again, thank you.